My name's Keith Miller. I work for GLE oneLondon and I work on the business finance team. A very common problem for businesses not being able to access finance. Many of them have been to the banks, they've been rejected, and the challenge then is where do they go? GLE is one of a number of options in terms of finance providers, particularly aimed at the SME market, smaller businesses, typically those turning over literally from start-up, pre-start, turning over up to maybe a few £1,000,000. But the common theme with all of them is that they've not been able to access finance, and GLE can step into the breach and support them. GLE can provide almost what I would call a turnkey solution in terms of a bank is looking very much at just the proposition and whether it's an acceptable credit risk. GLE is looking at a far more sort of holistic way of supporting the business. We're looking at the entrepreneur, we're looking at the business proposition itself. We're actually looking to lend to them but not overstretch them as individuals, as a business, because we have a responsibility to lend responsibly, and we don't want to have a business that actually, because they've borrowed too much or it hasn't been evaluated properly, could get into trouble later on. So we take them through the whole process. We will help get them finance ready, and then we will actually evaluate the proposition. We don't credit score it. It's done by individuals and a panel, so they get the benefit of actually meeting the panel, so they get feedback about their business, and once, assuming that they are successful in gaining finance, they actually get post-finance mentoring. A small business owner, when they're looking for finance, really has got to demonstrate their knowledge of the field, the market that they're perhaps going into or that they're already in, that they've done their market research. It's all very well having that dream, that passion that they want to enter into business, but they've really got to understand whether the market is there. And in doing their research, that will feed back through to the finance team that are working with them, the panel that will do the assessment, and if they have got their figures right and that there is a market for their product, their service, that gives them the best chance of success. A lot of businesses and business owners think it's very daunting having to go through the process of actually applying for finance, perhaps having someone critique what they're trying to achieve, but really they need to be prepared to put in the effort, the hard work, that planning, the research, and if they do all that hard work, they can be successful. And what we have to remember is that actually doing the planning part of it and perhaps achieving their goal of raising finance, that's only the beginning. From there on in, the hard work really starts, because in reality, they've got to make sure that the business is successful, because their success will ensure that loan is repaid.